Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, hey, hey.
Talk about your joyful sounds. How about that? Sophia, Atreyu, Brett, Nick, and Fran. Woo! Well, good morning. And welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Santa Rosa. I'm Jennifer Mann, and I'm a prayer practitioner emeritus, and I also served on the board for a little while. And I'm very happy to be here all these decades later. There. Oh, you know what? We no longer print a bulletin in case you haven't noticed, but I have a secret. I print one out at home, and I put it on my refrigerator. So just so you know, that's a possibility. Otherwise, it's available on our website, and the photo of the typewriter, you'll see the entire month of what's going on, and there is a lot. I'll be telling you about some things later. You know, our youth and family program is offered at 11 a.m. every Sunday, and there are opportunities to volunteer with the youth, and that is a wonderful thing to do. And if it sounds inviting to you, you can email Jennifer Caldwell, youth@cslsr.org, and inquire about possibilities. Today, you get to meet the teens because they are selling those beautiful holiday wreaths out in the social hall. The funds raised support them going to winter teen camp, which is a wonderful thing. They're also throwing a bake sale soon, and you could talk to them after the service about maybe you would like to contribute one of your delicious baked goods for them. Now, let's join together in community and speak aloud our vision and our mission. The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. Part of the global vision states the following. We envision a world where each and every person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging. A world of peace and harmony, enfranchisement, and justice. We follow this vision through the 5 core spiritual practices of our teaching. Would you please read those with me? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. Now, we are in the midst of our giving intention season. It's a time when we mindfully consider what this center means to us and how we could possibly support it financially in 2025. Now, we need each other for this center to thrive and stay open for future generations, which is our goal. Whether you are a member, a friend, or a guest, or one of our dear ones there on live stream, we invite you to think about what this center means to you. That's a great place to come from. And then you can decide how much you would like to give in 2025 and let us know. Now, we've been asking people the question about how has the center changed your life, and we've been recording their responses. Here is how Lawrence Edwards, one of our practitioners and trustees, responded.
Hi, the reason I come to the center primarily is because of the experience of freedom that I experience here and the experience of being authentic. You get to be yourself. There's not a mold that you have to fit into. The other reason that I love this community because it is truly an inclusive, an organic, inclusive community where everyone is welcome, everyone can feel at home. The other reasons that I love coming to this community is because of the generous spirit of our community, the giving that goes on here to our financial partners, to board members, to coffee servers, to greeters, to weed pullers, to choir members. There's so many ways to participate in the ministries that we make a difference in the world with, the grief and loss ministry, our jail ministry, where people can make a difference for other people. And I would have to say that the primary reason that I love coming to this center is because I believe at the core that there is a commitment that each and every individual that comes through that door has the opportunity to discover and to know the gift, the emanation that they are of the divine. And that's why I come to the center.
Thank you, Lawrence. That was lovely. Okay. Now, we would like to extend a warm welcome to our first-time visitors. First-time visitors, please stand as you can or wave your hand, and we would like to bring you a flower and a welcome packet as a token of our gratitude that you are here in the room with us today. So please remain standing or keep your hand raised so that we can find you. And live streamers, if it's your first time that you found us on live streaming, would you say hello in the chat and tell us where you are? We're very glad that all of you visit us so regularly. I know that somewhere between the music and the meditation and the prayer and the practices in Dr. Edwards' message today is exactly what you need to experience for the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. Please know something very important. You are welcome here. Now please enjoy some more beautiful music before our short time of silent contemplation and prayer.
Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table. Loving kindness is in me. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing, and I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God, for one good day. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table. Loving kindness is to me. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing, and I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God. Oh, I thank you, God, for one good day.
I am so grateful to know that right here, right now, there is a presence divine, living, breathing, expressing throughout all of creation, holding everything, infilling everything, unfolding through everything. This one, called by many names, is beyond all human knowing perception. It simply is life itself, wholly present. It is the very life of my life, in, through, and as all that I am, and I know it as the truth of each one here and beyond. It is that brings us here in service today, and it is that expresses through each and every part of this service. Expressing through every song, every word, in the very love in the hearts of our being as we embrace each other. Opening to that truth of being right here, always breathing, expressing, guiding, supporting us. I am so grateful to know this truth. And in this recognition, knowing it is all known, it is all done by that is this one source, I simply let go. I let it be, and so it is. Amen. Good morning. I'm Ruth Barnhart, a minister here at this center. Please join with me in reading this morning's affirmation. Together, we empower each other for the greater good, and so it is.
We must all unite, for we are one creation. We must join in light, together we are strong. We must do what's right in every situation. Love each other's lives as you would do your own. Just think twice before you cast your stone at someone's soul. It's their life, so the choice is theirs, and theirs alone. We're not here to judge, we are here to love. There's no room for hate. We are just one human race, so we must rise above. We are here to love. There's no time to waste anymore. We must all unite, for there's no segregation. When you see the light, there's nowhere else to go. And with peace inside, no walls could separate us. We would be as one, because this earth's our home. Just think twice before you cast your stone at someone's soul. It's their life, so the choice is theirs, and theirs alone. We are here to love. There is no room for hate. We are just one human race. We must rise above. We are here to love. There is no time to waste anymore. We're not here to judge. We are here to love. There is no room for hate. We are just one human race. We must rise above. We are here to love. There's no time to wait anymore.
Oh, thank you very much for that beautiful music to warm us up this morning. And don't you know, Jennifer's going to remind us about the concert that Sophia and Treya and Nick's going to be playing too. It's coming up. But it is important for the musicians and for us to let you know that this is them being demure. It's going to be big. There's going to be rock and roll. There's going to be sound. A lot of it. So I just texted Linda Hann, our CEO. I said, we better invest in a bag of earplugs and bring them along. Because I plan to stay through the end of the concert, because in the morning we haven't had our coffee yet. We need gentle, but on that Friday concert, we're going to be inspired. I'll leave it to Jennifer to remind you later on. Good morning. It's so good to be with you. Every morning that I'm here speaking, I look forward to it. I enjoy it so much, because for me, the Center for Spiritual Living is this bright light of hope and inspiration in my life, through the music, through the prayer that Reverend Ruth just gave to us, and through the various speakers. Reverend Russ was so wonderful last week. I sat in the back row and took notes. And then the classes, whether I'm assisting or sitting in or teaching them, there's always something that helps me to get my head in the right place. Because I need that. Don't you lose your way sometimes? Oh my gosh, so many times. 7 times in one day for me, Anyway, today we're talking about power. This whole month we're talking about power. Now, not the kind of power that controls and dominates, but spiritual power, which is a different kind of power. It's the kind that is found at the core of who we are. And that's what Science of Mind teaches, that each of us carries within us an essential self, a calm, compassionate, creative part of us. And when we tap into it and we tune into that and we live from that, we can expect a really deep sense of peace and also a powerful sense of self-confidence. And that's not all. When we are tuned into this inner peace, we bring its beautiful, calming power into the world around us. In other words, and this is the key for today, it is contagious. And I think that's beautiful. So let us begin by looking at the symptoms of inner peace, in case you've caught it. In 1984, the author Saskia Davis wrote a piece describing these symptoms, and it's called Signs of Inner Peace. Here they are. A tendency to think and act spontaneously rather than on fears based on past experiences. An unmistakable ability to enjoy each moment. A loss of interest in judging self. A loss of interest in judging other people. A loss of interest in conflict. A loss of interest in interpreting the actions of others. a loss of the ability to worry. And she puts in parentheses, and this is a very serious symptom. Frequent, overwhelming episodes of appreciation. Contented feelings of connectedness with others and with nature. Frequent attacks of smiling. An increased tendency to let things happen rather than to make them happen. An increased susceptibility to the love extended by others, as well as the uncontrollable urge to extend it. Well, that's what we can expect when we tune into or catch the self within. And it turns out that these symptoms, as I said, are contagious. When I show up from my centered, calm place, I create an atmosphere inside me and around me that others feel safer in and supported by. And when I'm in that frame of mind, in that atmosphere, I don't need to correct people, convince people, or preach to people, or change people. I can trust that atmosphere, that calm power within, to spread itself around all by itself. I remember a long time ago when I was just starting out as a speaker, and I had one of my first speaking engagements in a place away from the Center for Spiritual Living, and I was so nervous. Because I was talking to an audience that I didn't know what to expect, and I was one of two speakers to speak. I was going to be first, and the other speaker was going to be second. So I needed to calm stuff down. I was so nervous, so I went early, and I sat in the green room all alone to calm things down, and I did what I'd been taught, to bring into my awareness somebody who loves me very, very much. So I thought about my grandmother and her contagious atmosphere of calm that seemed to be around her most of the time. And then I did what I'd been taught at the Center for Spiritual Living. I talked to myself with some of the words of the affirmations I had learned. And I said to myself, my mind is a center of creative activity within the mind that creates all. I am guided by intuition and imagination to move towards the best outcomes for all concerned. I nurture enthusiasm and I expect good for all. I tune in to the self within, and its power of peace floods through my whole being. I am in the right place at the right time, successfully engaged in the right activity. I have a deep soul appreciation for this present moment. And I said these things, not in a desperate way, but in a slow, deliberate, matter-of-fact way, as if it were the truth. And it worked. And then the door of the green room opened. And this other speaker came in. It came in like a thunderstorm. Oh, he was clearly nervous. He was more panicked than I was. And he started asking me all these questions like I was being interrogated. He said, how are you going to open your presentation? What are your main points? Because I don't want to cover the same material that you're covering. And he was all over the place. It was a very big energy, contagious energy that he brought into the room. But it was too late. Because I had already tuned into the calming, contagious memory of my grandmother. I had already settled down deep into the energy of the self within, and I could not be knocked off my center. So I looked at him and I said peacefully, why don't you go ahead and be the first speaker, and then you can do it in whatever way you want. And he looked at me and it completely disarmed him. And he took a breath, as if everything like cogs were coming together, and he calmed down into his center as if he had forgotten what he was worried about. Now, research shows that positive emotions build strength. in a study conducted by Dr. Barbara Fredrickson. She's a leading researcher in psychology, positive psychology. And her research shows that people, when they experience positive emotions, like joy, like support, like gratitude or calm, those individuals become expanded and open, and it helps build their inner strength. And so they develop tools and resources that they can draw upon during tough times. And here's the best part of the research. These positive emotions don't just benefit the person who has them, but they ripple outwards around us. Now, in our teaching, we call that the law of multiplication. Or, in metaphysics, the law of increase. Meaning that whatever we align our thoughts and emotions with tends to multiply and increase, not just within us, but around us. In our environment and relationships, it becomes available to others around us. So then my work can be, you too if you choose, to practice aligning with that I would like to see increased. To bring positive emotions into my awareness and then to explore how can I be them, how can I express them. So here are some contagious positive emotions I can practice. Gratitude. Feeling thankful for anything. Joy, in the form of savoring a moment, whatever it is. Hope, looking for ways to be optimistic. Affection, feeling love and connection towards others. Awe, pausing to appreciate nature or art or something beautiful in another person. Cheerfulness, maintaining a positive outlook. Or here's another one, relief. Experiencing calm about or after a change. Now, I practice these, and I keep in mind that when I'm practicing generating these feelings within me, I don't have to tell anybody else what I'm doing. It's a private matter. And neither do I need to become afraid of any unsettling emotions, like I'm trying to crowd them out of my mind, because they are natural and they're all part of the puzzle. What I'm doing is I'm just increasing the tools in my spiritual, emotional toolbox. I'm increasing my range and I'm increasing my increase. And when I'm doing it, I tell myself, I am contributing to a more proactive, positively framed world for me and for everyone around me. And it's my private business to raise my own mindset. Here's another way to think about it. You may have heard the phrase, the saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. It's sometimes attributed to President Kennedy, but actually it was borrowed by his speechwriter, Ted Sorensen, who saw it in the New England Chamber of Commerce. He saw it on a plaque and he inserted it into a speech for the president. And I love the phrase because it reminds me that when I do my inner work to raise my consciousness, that it's not for me alone, everybody benefits. I just don't have to make a public fuss about it. Just be busy, get busy with the work of raising my own mindset. And we read it, raising humanity, global transformation through individual transformation. That's my business. It's my point of view that a raised consciousness lifts the vibration for everyone. And I know, and you may know this too, I know that when my mindset is low, filled with competition, jealousy, anger, worry, fear, frustration, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it leaks out and affects everything around me. It's contagious too. Just like when I raise my consciousness, my mind set up to a higher level, up to calm, up to compassion, up to creativity, up to connectedness, up to curiosity, up to courage, and that spreads, and it lifts everything and everyone around me. It multiplies. It does. You try. Now, what do I mean by raising consciousness? I mean mindfully and purposefully tuning into the calm energy of the self within every morning. I mean practicing, identifying accurately and naming positive emotions like possibility and hope and bringing them more into focus so that they have presence also along with everything else that's going on in me. And how does a person lift up their mindset? Well, here are a few ways that I do, and you probably have your own. Number one, through my inner dialogue, just like I said earlier, by talking to myself and saying, for example, my mind is a center of creative activity within the mind that creates all. I'm guided by intuition and imagination toward the best outcomes for all. I nurture enthusiasm and expect good for all. Those sort of things. Another way that I do it is through the use of my imagination, which I do almost every night as I'm falling to sleep. I use my imagination to best describe in my awareness the best kind of day tomorrow. Another way I do it is through being in nature. Go outside to listen, to feel, to absorb. Another way I do it is through spiritual study. I make sure I am always learning something so that I don't fall into the rut of worry and obsession. So I love the education classes here, the offerings. I like to learn. Another way that I do it is through creativity. I try to engage in something creative, to do something that has to do with the arts, whether I'm good at it or not, because it unlocks something. Another way I do it, through affirmative prayer. So I read one, like on our online prayer library, or I write one, or I get somebody to do one for me because it grounds me. Oh, prayer is such a beautiful way to tune into the calming, contagious power of the self within. It is. I ask this question often. Have you ever sat with somebody who seems to be all prayed up? Oh, I have. Oh, to me, their energy is contagious. They inspire calm and confidence in me without them having to say a word. So they are powerful in a way that is gently compelling, inviting. And these days I'm asking myself, can I be that kind of person for the world? Especially in these days that are leading up to the election. Can I be that person that doesn't get caught up? Can I be that person that rests in the mindset of hope and optimism no matter what the energy around me is? I can. You can. We can. Especially when we know that we can tune into the self within and let it multiply. We have some creative choice options here. I can allow myself to be more infected by this or that. By calm, not chaos. Oh, and when I do, when you do, that's a wonderful way to empower others. And I love that word, empower, because it means creating the space for others to step into their magnificence. When somebody empowers me, They don't take control of me, or they don't force me. They create space for me to grow and express my own creativity. And so their presence builds trust and encourages my creativity. Their energy helps me feel at ease. And these next few weeks, I'm going to pay attention to how am I empowering those around me? Or I'm going to ask, what am I spreading around? Am I sharing calm and confidence, or fear and frustration? And I'm going to add to that. And what am I talking about? Because don't you know, that's important. It's my point of view that a single person and their calm presence and mindful words can shift the emotional tone of an entire group, of an entire city, of an entire nation. I do believe that, and that's the kind of influence I believe we have. In fact, I think that is what spiritual living is all about. Taking responsibility for what I spread around. So I'm going to watch. I'm particularly going to watch the words that come out of my mouth. Because it's no good to say, I am calm and spiritual, but I'm speaking fear, worry, and criticism. So I want to tune into what I'm calling clean energy when I speak. Now, what does clean energy mean when talking about speech? I encountered this concept the first time when I was studying Marshall Rosenberg's nonviolent communication system, where I learned this idea of, before speaking, stripping the mischief off of the words. So this means removing any hidden barbs or agendas, like the subtle, mean-spirited intentions disguised as beautiful words. Now, in her book, It's Easier Than You Think, Sylvia Burstein, she describes how she became aware of her subtle motivations in her speech. See, what happened was she had been at a silent retreat. And when she came back to her regular life, she had been so used to the silence that her normal, fast way of responding was not yet up to speed. So there was this pause before something formed in her mind, and then when it came out of her mouth. And so it gave her the opportunity, enough time to examine her intentions. This is how she describes it. I'll read it to you. When I returned home, it was several days before my speech returned to its accustomed reflexive speed. I was able to notice that in the space between answers arising in my mind and emerging from my mouth, I had enough time to become aware of my motivation. My motivation turned out to be pretty good, but not as good as I had imagined. Maybe 80% of my answers were fact disclosures. 10% of the time, I seemed to be motivated by the pleasure of the clever way I was going to say them. And another 10% was a covert dig, an underhanded way to get even for some real or imagined slight. Initially, I was dismayed to find I was using my gift for verbal nuance as a way of being secretly unkind. But I felt better as soon as I decided not to do it anymore. High-level right speech turns out not to be very difficult. Once the mind is programmed to scan for hidden messages, she writes, it starts to do it automatically. Making the changes has simplified my life, since I have much less cleaning up to do afterward. Oh, that's lovely. From her book. It's on page 50 if you're interested. 51, I think. And it's what, to me, clean power means when speaking. Can I strip the mischief from my communications? Can I connect with others in a clear-hearted way without trying to control or manipulate or jab at them? Can I access that part of me that is curious and connected and engaged and present? Because as we approach the election, I want to think about that. I want to think about how I show up with clean energy in my speaking. So I'm going to try to be quite intentional and mindful with my words, especially when stress arises. Because when stress arises, sometimes I abdicate responsibility and say it's not my fault. And that's not the way of a religious scientist. The way of the religious scientist is it's my fault, or my privilege, or my choice, or my power. It's mind in action through me. I own it. And so I'm going to ask myself, I'm going to guide myself with some questions like, what symptoms of inner peace am I exhibiting? Because they're going to spread. I want to ask myself, what beneficial emotions have I been dwelling on and practicing and including in the complex toolbox of my whole self? And what will I do to increase them? And I'm going to ask, am I aware of the impact my words are having? So today, I think I talked about these 3 points. The importance of tapping into our inner peace, our connected self that is compassionate, clear, and creative. Number 2, the ripple effect that we have when we do that. And number 3, the incredible value and power of using clean energy when we speak. Now, because we are approaching election, I'd like to invite you to join me today in a prayer for our nation. I invite you to breathe in and exhale, letting your eyes close. Letting these words be as if they are your own or words similar to them. There is one infinite creative power that is the source of everything, the source of all strength, of all character, of all being. This creative power is persistently present, ever present, always active, always available to all. It is the foundation of my life and the source of my courage. It is the foundation of all life and the source of all being. It is the peace at the center of my being, which I call the self within. And it is present in all. With this in mind, I affirm that this infinite creative power is flowing and does flow through everyone, expresses itself as the ability to understand, to cooperate, to harmonize. And so I take it upon myself to tune into this power, not only for myself, but on behalf of my community and my nation, allowing its calming presence to move through me as an influence, as a contribution to the well-being of all. I embrace its clarity and I welcome its compassion in every interaction and connection. And I acknowledge its multiplying power through me. As I align with this presence of the self within, I feel my unity with all creation. The sense of oneness grows, revealing itself in and around me as gratitude for those who serve. I nurture this gratitude, and I trust the law of increase to expand the feeling through me and to ripple out all around me, to all those who enter my thought atmosphere. I include everyone in this calm consideration, in this sense of oneness, and I exclude no one. In the days ahead, then, I see my work as being to rest in the awareness of the self within and to tune into its clarity. And with gratitude, then, I release these words into the infinite mind that creates all, knowing that this prayer is already unfolding, manifesting in a wholesome way for the highest good of all and to the harm of none. And so it is. I invite you now to take a breath in with me and exhale as we use the breath to make a transition from our practice of prayer to our practice of giving to support our center. Giving is the mirror image of receiving. Receiving is the acknowledgement of the good that we get from just showing up and giving our blessed selves to be in the community. I invite you to think for a moment of something that has blessed you from being in the center. Maybe it's the music or the prayer or the message or a kind word that somebody said to you or after service prayer. And just think of the value that it has in your life, the emotional, spiritual value. It's very important because identifying that generates a field of appreciation. It's kind of like a blessing on our giving activity. If you have already completed your giving intention form, thank you so much. We have a team of people that fill that into our record-keeping software so that we can plan next year's budget. And I'd like to speak to those people who haven't identified themselves yet as a part of that process, because maybe you feel like, well, I'm not a member, or I don't come here frequently enough, or maybe you're thinking, well, I don't consider what I'm contributing to be significant. And I want to invite you to reframe that. Just by being here, you're part of this community, whether it's online or in the room. And so you're welcome here, and your participation is just as precious as if you were a member with the card signed on. So please consider that you have the ability to help us plan. You know, one of our strongest givers in our community heard this speech about giving intention, and she hadn't been contributing a lot. And I made this suggestion that if you want to see the amazing multiplying power of giving, pick $1, give $1 every week. At the end of the year, you'll have given $52. Well, write that down on your giving intention form and stick to it. And then you see for yourself what it does in your life. Isn't that great? You can be your own laboratory. You can figure it out by observation. What does it do? When I bring into my awareness the regular structured practice of giving, I am certain of this practice. I mean, there are very few things that I get up on a soapbox about. But this one I'm sure, because it's so personal. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to believe me. You just try it and see what happens. But because, and if you like scripture, it's scripturally based in give and it shall be given unto you, pressed down and overflowing. You know that bit? Well, it's just the law of increase being stated in the biblical phrase. The idea is the consciousness multiplies when you bring into your awareness something. This is the foundation and the heart of practice. And it applies to anything, whether you're learning a language or meditation or improving some skill set or giving or cleaning up. Practice means regularity. So if you bring the regular practice of giving into your life, it will do something for you. And if it doesn't, well, nothing lost. See what I mean? Have fun with it. Now, if you're giving today, thank you. There are so many ways to give on our website. They're described under our tab, CSLSR.org/donate. And by the way, that's where you can also find our online giving intention form, or you can text to give. And one of our top users of text to give is Reverend Russ. He loves to text in his donation. I love that. I've done it a few times too. Or some people like to participate with a check right here in the room. Whatever way you participate, thank you for helping preserve our center for future generations. I invite the ushers to stand. Won't you please take your gift in your hand, or just place your hand on your heart as a symbol of your heart connection to your center, and say after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
Beloved community, we gather in unity, all are welcome here, all are blessed and a blessing to be. Beloved community, we discover divinity, uncovering who we are in our beloved community. Doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what you've undone. All that matters is you're here now, keep an open heart, let Spirit work it out. Beloved community, we gather in unity, all are welcome here, all are blessed and a blessing to be. Community, we discover divinity, covering who we are in our beloved community. It doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what you've undone. All that matters is you're here now, keep an open heart, let Spirit work it out. Doesn't matter what you've undone. All that matters is you're here now. Keep an open heart, let Spirit work it out. Beloved community, we gather in unity. All are welcome here, all are blessed and a blessing to be. Beloved community, we discover divinity, covering who we are in our beloved community, uncovering who we are in our beloved community, uncovering who we are in our beloved community.
Thank you so much for that beautiful song. I'm back. I have some announcements. I'm going to highlight some of those things from that bulletin that I like so much. First of all, building meaningful connections and feeling a sense of community can be both rewarding and enriching. So we have this wonderful thing called Circles for Spiritual Connection, and it offers a perfect opportunity to do just that, to feel that. These are small groups limited to 10 people, and they meet either in person or on Zoom for 8 weeks in a relaxed, informal setting to discuss each Sunday's message and explore ways to integrate spiritual practices into daily life. Now, I've heard that lifelong friendships have often blossomed from these groups. The circles are beginning in November, and now is the time to find one that fits your schedule. You can sign up on the website, or if you have questions, Chris Kelly, the amazing organizer behind these groups, is in the social hall today to chat with you. Our final Wednesday in our series on diversity, equity, and inclusion is this coming Wednesday, October 23rd. We are starting, yay, with a potluck at 6:00 p.m. And you can sign up to bring a delicious dish for the potluck at the info desk or online. Then at 7 p.m., we'll start our conversation on the topic of inclusion, led by the now famous Lawrence Edwards that you just met. Come and join us for community, delicious food, and to hear about inclusion through a science of mind lens. Wednesday, November 13th is a very sweet service. It's our annual remembrance service. So if you have lost a dear one in the last year, you are welcome to place their name on the list, and those names will be read aloud during the service. The sign-up is either in the social hall or online. Now, where do you all find out about classes at the center? My favorite thing is the education ministry. Where do you all find out about them? Do you look online on the website? Excellent. www.cslsr.org. And we even have a computer out in the social hall if you want to browse the website. Here is what's coming up. In fact, one of them is today. Please join Dr. Edward for this workshop called Karma and Science of Mind. It's from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock today in the sanctuary. We'll explore the spiritual law that often sounds like what goes around comes around, and how we understand that through our teachings. Practitioner Patty Byrne is offering the 4 spiritual laws of prosperity. That's a book study on Edwene Gaines' powerful book by the same name. That starts Monday, November 4th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. on Zoom. This is a 5-week class that promises to bring vitality and prosperity to every aspect of your life: relationships, work, finances, and more. The class is offered on a sliding scale from free to $45. You pay what feels right in your consciousness. I love that. Okay, Reverend Sayota Bell will be teaching a class on revealing wholeness. That is the relationship between spirit, mind, and body, showing how wholeness can be experienced no matter what is happening in your life. This class begins Tuesday, November 5th at 6 p.m. in person here at the center. Practitioner Emeritus Maggie Cole, if you haven't met her, you want to, is going to be teaching again. She's teaching What is My Relationship with God? It is an exploration of intuition, faith, belief, and receptivity. It is an opportunity to go within through various exercises that she will offer, through sharing and inquiry and the willingness to open to revealing and receiving what God is freely offering in each of us in every moment. Find out what hidden belief systems are standing in the way of discovering a deeper relationship with the God within you. This class begins Tuesday, November 5th at 11 a.m. on Zoom. And the pumpkin carving party is back. Sunday, October 27th, that's next Sunday. After the second service, you can bring your own pumpkin, or if you'd like us to provide one, simply fill out the RSVP form on the website, and we'll take care of it for you. Now, something exciting is about to happen. I heard that you're doing a concert here. Would you Would you like to tell us a little bit about it, please?
Yes, definitely. So, here at this very center, Soph and I are throwing a concert with some of our best friends. We will split the show into two, the first half being our mellow trio set with our very own Nick Carrico, and our second half is mine and Soph's ultimate rock band, 945. We will be showcasing a few spins on some songs you may know, as well as 3 originals that we made with our rock band that we're very proud of, and we would love to see you there and be ready to rock out. We're so excited.
Yeehaw! And out there, you'll find some of these handy little flyers so you can invite friends. The small one, I noticed, could turn into a postcard. You could mail it to somebody. And you could put one on your fridge. You could put one at your place of work. Let's get this party started. Ooh, it's a fundraiser, really, supporting our music ministry, and it's happening Friday, November 8th. If you can't make it, but you still want to contribute to the music ministry, you can buy a ticket on the website or make a one-time donation to support the music ministry. Or you could buy a ticket and gift it to somebody, a friend or a neighbor who could use a musical pick-me-up during this election season. You know what I mean? Okay. Oh, you can also use text to give that Edward was talking about to support the music ministry. You just type the word music after your dollar amount. So easy. Okay, last but by no means least, and before I say goodbye, we're going to see a little video because our nonprofit partner for October is called Developing Communities. It's founded by Jake Scheidemann in 2004. They work in Nicaragua helping the people improve their economic situation, both in the community and in their personal lives. Jake is actually visiting us in the social hall today and would love to tell you more. Jake is being hosted by our very own David Hoover, who's an active volunteer with Developing Communities. Please enjoy the video and then visit the table to say hello.
This all started so simple. I wanted to build a small baseball field in a small town in Nicaragua and asked a few adventurous friends to join me to make this happen. This single trip and simple act turned into a story of what ifs and why nots. And 25 years later, we're still asking, what if and why not? What if we turn this small field into a stadium that seats 400 people? What if we built a community playground with a basketball court and a playground for the kids? What if we tackled an obvious housing need and built a neighborhood of 64 homes? And why not ask David Hoover to come help survey the land for these homes? Why not build a high school? They don't have one. What if we remodeled the community center so more people could be served? Oh, you want a police station? Sure, why not? So since finishing our building projects, we're now focused on education, where we work with students who want to supplement their minimal education and attend our strict after-school program to prepare themselves for higher education or trade school. In these classes, we supplement their math and reading skills so they can better know their studies and be prepared for higher education. They've always wanted English classes. This year, we just started a pilot program to teach English classes in our studies. Our goal is very simple, to provide them with the skills needed to have a good job and a long-lasting career. Since 2000, Developing Communities has led over 30 volunteer trips, involved over 200 volunteers, and changed countless lives. I've had the honor of being called the circus master of all of it and seeing the amazing results of our collective efforts. We have a deep connection in this little town of Empalme de Buaco, and we are now working with the children of some of our old students who've moved on to become teachers, engineers, honey farmers, business people, doctors, nurses, pharmacists, etc. If you don't keep up on the news of Central America, our work has become more challenging in the last 5 years. But to me, that means our work is even more important, to give these kids a better opportunity to hope and achieve their career goals. Your support has made a difference in our efforts as we have become the one true constant in many of these kids' lives, someone they can depend on in their worsening political crisis. I could spend hours telling stories, both successes and failures, and telling you all about the people like you who have contributed to these efforts. It's been an amazing journey, and and we continue to search for more ways to prepare these kids for our ever-changing world. After 25 years of working in Nicaragua with many lessons learned, it finally boils down to this. What if we can use our time and resources to help others achieve their dreams and provide for their families? Why not do it? What a great exchange of gifts we've experienced. What great friendships we have made, and what a huge impact we have made on the lives of everyone who have touched this project. Thank you to the Center of Spiritual Living for your support in this project.
A wonderful note to end on. So let us stand and close our service in song. Let's do it.
Let there be peace. I am a stamp for peace. Let there be love. I am a stamp for love. Let there be joy. I am a stamp for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stamp for peace. Let there be love. I am a stamp for love. Let there be joy. I am a stamp for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace.